The developed speaker is Ms. Nana Yamamoto, representing Waseda University. The title of her speech is Lugging the Frogs Out of a Pot. Lugging the Frogs Out of a Pot. Would you now welcome Ms. Yamamoto?
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies and distinguished judges. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. What are the problems of Japanese agriculture? We usually do not ask this question because agriculture is none of our business. I was also one of them. But luckily, I have participated in the project of Saitama Japan Agricultural Cooperatives, Saitama JA in short. In this project, I encountered farmers and realized that I cannot afford to be indifferent anymore. So today, I'd like to sound the alarm on our attitudes towards the agriculture of Japan. I hope my speech will be of some help for you to change your point of view from just a customer to a person who gets close to farmers. Many young people are incurious about agriculture. According to a questionnaire done by researchers at Mimasaka University, about 70% of the university students have no interest in agriculture. Normally, we just buy vegetables at supermarkets, not thinking about the farmers' efforts behind the foods we eat. This is the problem that we have to face. Let me share an example to tell you what happens in Japanese agriculture. Now, the population of farmers is aging rapidly. According to the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries, the average age of farmers in Japan is now 66.8, surpassing the retirement age of 65 years old. If we continue to do nothing, it would not be in the distant future that the farmers will retire and agriculture will gradually disappear from our country. We are just like a frog in a pot of comfortable water. But the water is getting hotter. And when we notice, we will lose the power to get out. We have to stop being indifferent and insensitive to the invisible crisis of the agriculture in Japan. But why indifference? It is simply caused by the fact that agriculture is not close to our daily life. I guess most of you here don't often expand your imagination over food you eat every day. It's hard to think about who and where to produce food or what kind of care the farmers have to take, isn't it? We do not see any problems of the agriculture in Japan because the problems are invisible to our daily life. Then, what can we do to make the agriculture close to us? I would like to talk about my experience, which has changed my indifference. As I said before, I participated in Saitama JA project. One day, the staff of Saitama JA took us to a farmer's market. There I found a lot of fresh vegetables. The photos of the smiling farmers and the message from them are attached to those products. Also, I found goods for professional farmers, such as agricultural chemicals, seeds, or special scissors for cutting stems. Thanks to these things, I became able to think about how much effort they made before the vegetables reached them. The action of going to farmers' markets made the agriculture much closer to me. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to make a very simple proposal. Let's go to farmers' markets. You'll be able to feel the reality of what farmers like and how they work only after when you visit there. It means farmers market is not just a store, but it plays a role of a bridge between farmers and us. Go there with your friends and family, take a good look at each vegetables in the market, and take some of them in your hands. Then, we can extend our thinking about the opportunities and the threats of the agriculture business in Japan. But when it comes to going to the farmers' markets, I know you would say, what a bother. So, let me change your impression about farmers' markets. Surprisingly, there are 23,590 markets in Japan, according to the data of Central Union of Agricultural Cooperatives. This number is bigger than that of stores of 7-Eleven in Japan. You can easily find the nearest one through the net search. Also, you can find fresh agricultural products at its very attractive prices, as the local farmers directly sell their products to you. Now that you see the attraction of farmers' markets, there's no time to hesitate. By just thinking about agriculture, we can cheer farmers up. Actually, most of the farmers I met in Honshu City were pleased to know that I wanted to learn about agriculture. That is true, and it is great. Even so, I want to express my opinion that it is greater to be aware of a lot of options to be involved in agriculture by extending our thoughts. So, I'm glad if you consider taking the next steps. For example, renting share farms, buying products at farmers' markets, doing part-time job at farms, anything is fine. This change of our mind is a small but a hopeful step for breaking through the situation of agriculture now. Through the experience of the farmers' market, I started to think we should care more about agriculture as a person concerned, not as a beholder. So, I took the next step on my own. As for me, thinking about agriculture as my future job seemed suitable. So I took part in an internship at an agricultural company. I'd like you to consider being involved in agriculture in some way like I did. The agriculture in Japan has been faced with the stealth attacks, while many of us are frogs in the comfortable warm water. Before too late, we need to notice that the water is getting hotter. Going to farmers' markets gives us a chance to flog the frogs out of a pot. Let us step out of water and set foot on the fields of the agriculture. Thank you.
We will now have a question and answer period. Mr. Tanaka, please.
Thank you, Yamamoto-san, for your speech.
Thank you.
You said that luckily you participated in the project of Saitama JA.
Yes.
Where does the lucky come from?
It was the program of my university, and all Waseda University students can participate in that project. But the reason why I took part in that program is that I wanted to do something new, and agriculture is totally new to me. I mean, I don't know anything about agriculture, so that lucky comes from that system.
Okay, so at first you had no interest in agriculture?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You are kind of comparing the people who are indifferent to agriculture to frogs.
Yes.
Why is that?
This metaphor is like boiled frogs. I heard from my father, and I thought that this metaphor is really perfect for my speech because we now don't notice about how dangerous this situation of agriculture now, and we're in like warm water, but when we notice, we can't escape from that water, so we cannot do anything but die.
Okay, thank you. So you are suggesting us to search the nearest JA markets,
Right.
and I searched.
Oh.
In my case, it takes 2 to 3 stations by train to get there. So it's kind of far from me. So it's easier for me to buy vegetables at convenience store. Do you have any suggestion to such kind of people?
Yeah, actually, sometimes it takes 2 or 3 stations, but if you travel, you can find many farmers markets on the way to the station of your destination or something like that. So maybe you can visit the farmers markets in travel.
Okay, so we have to create opportunities by ourselves to get there.
Yeah.
Well, so do you want to be a farmer in the future?
Actually, I don't want to be farmer, but I want to help farmers by, for example, using IT, like technologies. So I learned that we can help support the farmers, not by just being a farmer, but like being involved in agriculture as a, for example, agriculture consultant, or like using technologies. So I want to do that kind of thing in the future.
Thank you very much, Tanza.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Yamamoto.